everything changes.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome in to the Rockstarflipper YouTube channel. It's December 30th, 2019, and tomorrow is the last day of 2019, the last day of the year. And so I want to talk about a couple of things in this video as far as finishing the year and preparing for Wednesday, which is New Year's Day. That's the first. This Wednesday, tonight is Monday night that you'll see this video, and what you should be doing tomorrow, and then what you should be doing starting Wednesday 2020. That will change everything over to new tax season, new sales, new collections, new business, new everything. So what are the things that you need to do to close out this year between now, whenever you watch this video, and midnight tomorrow, when half of you, according to your comments, will already be asleep, which is odd to me because most of my audience said they won't be going out for New Year's and they won't even make it till midnight. I'm starting to feel you guys though with that age. So tell me in the comments below, what are you doing tomorrow? What are your plans? But before those New Year's plans do or don't happen, here's a couple of things that you should do just to make sure you're ready to close out the year. So first, if you already have an accounting program, if you're using QuickBooks, GoDaddy, if you just use Excel spreadsheets, whatever you use, make sure that you're closing out all of your sales through December. Try to catch up. If you're way behind, then try to do some of the work and put together at least a plan of 3 to 5 days or 7 days that you're going to do to catch it up during January. You have until April, and those of you that file quarterly, you have until really the end of March to get quarterly taxes in your final report. So while you do have a couple of months after New Year's Day, you don't want to be waiting until April 15th to do that. So put together a plan to close out your numbers. If you haven't been tracking them at all, or you're new to this, or whatever the case might be, or the excuse, even though I don't want to use a harsh word, for some of you it is excuses, you need to put together a plan to start tracking the numbers. So you can use either of those three options. I use QuickBooks. The online edition, Simple Start, is great. GoDaddy has a great program, and the basic free Excel spreadsheets, if you're good with Google Sheets, you can use that. If you don't know how to use any of those, or you're not up to date, it's definitely a part of my package for 2020, $20.20. All the training includes those spreadsheets and accounting videos to teach you how to track those numbers. So that's below. If you plan to get an accountant to help you with your taxes, starting on January 1st, the end of this week, and then of course next week, try to find one if you don't already have one. And if you have one, make sure you talk with them, discuss it, set an appointment, schedule something to get in with them to go over your numbers. So those are two really great things as far as sales and accounting go to close out the year and prepare yourself to get your taxes done, or to get your numbers caught up if you're one of those people. Okay, the second thing that you're going to want to do is inventory. If you are tracking the numbers, you want to have a cost of goods sold versus an inventory cost left over. So if you bought 100 items this year, you paid $2 a piece, that's $200, and you sold half of them, you have 100 cost of goods sold and 100 still sitting on your shelf in inventory. So you need to figure out what that number is. If your numbers aren't up to date, it's gonna be really hard. And this is why it's so important to do step number one and track this, because you have to know the difference in cost of goods versus the inventory left over, cost of goods sold versus inventory. So that would be number two if you're caught up and you're ready to go with that. All of those, of course, are accounting side. So a lot of people ask about ending items, refreshing stores, starting over for January. Running a New Year's sale is a great idea. You could do it and start it tonight. You can start it tomorrow, New Year's Eve, run like a 48-hour sale, good for all day New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, or even through the weekend. You know, a lot of stores at the mall or car dealerships, they run sales. You know, our New Year's sale, in 2019 on a bang, start 2020 on a bang. So they run sales like that. Probably really important thing to do. Remember, if it sells after midnight on the 31st into the 1st, and eBay goes off of midnight Pacific time, 3 a.m. Eastern, then that sale is going to count towards a 2020 sale, and you won't be putting it in your taxes or your cost of goods sold for this tax season. So running a sale, pretty important. If you want to end some items and refresh them all to be new, or relist, sell similar for New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, that's perfectly awesome as well. If you do have plans to go out, assuming that you're going out, you know, most people go out for New Year's around 7, 6, get dinner, go to fireworks, whatever it is you're going to do. Assume that you're not going to get any work done for the latter half of tomorrow, and probably, you know, depending if you're out drinking or out at a party late, You're going to sleep in. You're not going to do much New Year's Day. For some of you, assume that you're not going to get much done there and try to get as much done early tomorrow as you can, or schedule things. If you're a YouTuber, social media, schedule your stuff out so that you don't miss that 12 to 18 hour window. You can also schedule drafts and get them finished and just leave them in your phone. So while you're out, you can just click finish. Or tomorrow, and the next day when you wake up, you can just hit finish on those as well. So scheduling and pre-planning things, be it YouTube videos or drafts for eBay listings or whatever you do, is a great way to make sure that your stores and your channels don't see a slump. Okay, so the last thing that I would say before the obvious thing that I'm going to say about New Year's Eve is if you are planning on putting up new inventory or listing things or having the store ready or having new content or new whatever for New Year's Day, make sure that you start off the year in the very best way that you can. And here's the reason. A lot of people have gift cards for online stores. A lot of people watch a lot of YouTube and a lot of social media, share your stores. A lot of people are active on the internet the week and the days after New Year's. So starting Wednesday, the 1st, all the way through the weekend is going to be a really active time. So you have an opportunity to make sales, opportunity to get views. Make sure that you have everything ready to go. Don't just take this week off. A lot of you have, I've seen it, and think that you're just going to be okay and start the year off slow. You always want to start the year off the way that you kind of put yourself in line to keep going through the rest of the year. So get all that stuff done and don't be lazy. And if you do go out, the last thing, what I was going to say is obvious. If you do go out, please just take Uber or get somebody to drive you or do something. I don't know whether we are or aren't going anywhere. We usually do, but we may not go anywhere this year. It's expensive to go out. A lot of the places around here are about $50-$60 just to walk in the door per person. So you're talking about $100 just to walk in the door, and we don't get to eat or drink. And then there's a lot of places that have like all you can drink and like entry in, the $100 to get in, plus an open bar, which, if everybody drinks 3 or 4 drinks, you're talking about $40-$50 in drinks times 2 people, another 100, so that's 200. They usually will charge about $350 to $400. They're like $150 to $200 tickets to get into places. The one place that we would go this year, I just don't know if I want to spend that. It's a lot of money for one night. We do get our money's worth usually, but then we have to worry about getting somebody to get us home or Uber or whatever. We'll see. We're going to look around at some stuff here shortly. But if you do go out, be safe for sure. Okay, so the second part, after the fact, after New Year's, after you've closed out and prepared for everything, how should you start off the first? Making sure that you start off on the right foot. So let's do that as the second part of this video. Okay, so starting this year, because we're like the week after Christmas, if you live in a state that yard sales, garage sales, estate sales are still going on, you live in Texas, Florida, Arizona, New Mexico, et cetera, yard sales this weekend are going to be amazing. Remember, people got a whole bunch of new stuff. So there's going to be some good yard sales. Definitely keep an eye out, check it out. Even some thrift stores will have some donations that came in last week after Christmas up until this week. So in the next week or two, there's going to be some good inventory and opportunities all over town. So keep an eye out. That is a great way to start. If you live in a cold state, if it's snowing in Minnesota where Kate's family is from, and we see that ice coming down, you don't have yard sales, estate sales, that's fine. A lot of people are going to have their old iPhone, their old tablet, because they got a new one for Christmas out for sale on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, and they just want some cash. So another set of opportunities, if you're making those listings, the thing that I do in my webinar where I teach you how to make listings and how to buy stuff locally with the buying template, it's a fantastic time if you've never done it or you just started to put those out more than ever. So absolutely a great time to take advantage of those things. If you don't have that webinar, it's a part of the $20.20 package as well. It's gonna be linked below, guys. You get everything. It's unbeatable price and package from now until the end of New Year's. So until the end of tomorrow, New Year's Day, I guess, whenever I wake up. And that package is just, I've had so many people get it already. It's just been an awesome outpouring, and the positive feedback is fantastic. So the second thing I'm going to recommend that you do, we touched on it in the first part of the video, get an accounting program, get QuickBooks, GoDaddy, get yourself an Excel spreadsheet set up. I have some pre-made ones that are part of the program. If you know how to work formulas on on Excel, then go ahead and set up your own spreadsheet. You can use mine as kind of a template to look at. Otherwise, you need to get something set up to start tracking your numbers on Wednesday. Whatever you sell Wednesday counts and should be going properly. You can always mess with it later, but you got to get something set up to start handling those sales and expenses and PayPal fees and eBay fees and labels and cost of the store. You want to start off on the right foot. January 1, 2020, bang, have it all ready to go. Number 3 is get my program. I mean, get it. For $20.20, you're going to get everything we just talked about, where I show you how to set up those accounting things, where I show you how to do the webinar to buy stuff, all the yard sale, estate sale stuff, eBay, Amazon, and Posh, which is going to touch on my number 4 thing, is learn a new platform. Prepare yourself and make a plan for the new year to learn a new platform. If you're only on 1 or only on 2, or if you're on 5, learn one more thing, one more stream of income. If it's a YouTube video or Instagram, a lot of you starting Instagram, great to see that. Make sure you follow me at Rockstarflipper, and I'll follow back as many people as I can. If I don't follow you, you'll still appear on my list of followers and people will find you. So if you're not on Instagram, that might be a great platform for you to learn. So I'm looking here at my computer for the other things that you need to do. And in addition to a new platform, I put a note here: choose new items. A lot of you, don't have access to good clothing, or you're not very good with clothing. You need different things. Find electronics, find toys, find games. Hard goods sell almost always faster sell-through rates and higher sell prices. So while clothing is a great base and a core, and we talk about that, and it's readily available and usually cheap, if you can mix in even a few other sales from other things, it will boost your store quite a bit. So in addition to a new platform, get some new items. Start doing some research. Get on your iPad tonight while you're laying in bed watching Netflix, pull it up, open up your computer, crack it open, and start researching some different things, making some lists of some possibilities, things that you see out in town, things that you have noticed before that were cheap, things that you've seen at a yard sale this weekend, or whatever it is, this weekend, make lists and find new stuff to start targeting. Set a budget too. Set a budget for what you want to spend. If every month you're spending $300 or $400 and you're doing 1,000 in sales, you're working at 30% margins or cost of goods sold, start setting a budget to get those higher prices so your costs come down, and know that if you're spending $300 or $400 to make 1,000, you need to spend $500 or $600 to make 2,000. And so start setting that budget and kind of figuring out how much you can spend and where you're going to spend it and how you're going to do it. The accountability sheet, again, a part of my package is being in our private group. And one of the great benefits, and it's even going to be a bigger benefit this year, is accountability. One of the things I know that pushes and drives everyone else is motivation. And I see it through the motivational posts and quotes and the speakers that I see all over the internet. And while I'm not a huge fan of those, I mean, I do watch that stuff and I see it and I like it. What I think is a bigger is not just hearing somebody say something motivational to you, but actually seeing results on paper, seeing when you get to fill in. I posted 10 eBay listings today. I made 1 YouTube video and 3 Instagram posts, and every day filling in those numbers and being able to see the results each week, week in and week out. And of course, having an accountability partner, in this case, several hundred accountability partners. As a part of the VIP group, you get that opportunity to write your numbers down. For everyone who's already in the group or already signed up, I will have that out by tomorrow before New Year's, before I go anywhere. I'm working on it right now. Actually, I'm going to try to get it out in the emails late tonight. To have everybody fill in their names. It'll all be there, your emails, whatever, and then fill in what it is you do each day with your numbers. And the first day will be January 1st, and then you'll go in there and you'll fill those numbers in. And in the last column, it'll say goal. And so for each week, let's say the first column is eBay listings, and you want to do 10 a day. And so you'll put at the end 70 for a 7-day period. And then each day you'll fill in 10, 8, 12, 8. And at the end of the week, it totals it up and says 68 out of 70. You fell short of your goal. You got to work a little harder to get there. If you hit 80 or 90, you're going to be like, yeah, and next week I'm going to set 100 as a goal, or whatever it may be. And so that's what I have set up. I'm working on finishing that, and I'll get it out to everyone in the group. It'll be posted in the group, pinned to the top, etc., to the link to click. If you're not a part of that, get a part of it, guys. It'll really help you to push yourself and motivate others, and it's really great. So all those links will be below that you need. Those would be my suggestions for you guys. Get that accounting program going and set up right away, and plan a budget, and plan to go out shopping after New Year's because there's a great opportunity to get a lot of merchandise. And while you're getting set up and getting ready, grab my program, join the group, and we'll get you all going on accountability. All right, that's the plan for 2020. That's going to get us rolling through January. I have one more video, last video of the year, I'll post tomorrow before we head out, and the last bit of 2019 coming to an end. Next time I see you guys after that video will be 2020. With that said, have a wonderful night, and I will see you guys tomorrow night before the end of the year. Bye, everyone.